So this is gonna be a bit more of a rambly type of video compared to my previous ones. So recently I got a box of Rage of the Abyss, and thankfully I got blessed with a full Olos. But still, I was reading some of these cards, and they have pretty interesting effects. But then I asked the question, when will they ever be used? You know, here are some cards that like caught my eye. And like I said, these cards are pretty interesting, but I feel like their uses are gonna be very limited or barely usable. You know what I mean? So this one caught especially my eye. The art is like really cool, and its effect is really interesting. Gains 1000 attack each time your opponent activates a monster effect. And if your opponent activates a monster effect in their hand, graveyard, or banishment, except during the damage phase, you can special summon this card from your graveyard or hand, but destroy it during the end phase. You can only use it once per turn. And then it has the if it was there when it activated, even if not. That's a really that's a bit of confusing wording, but anyway. So this card is interesting because you have it in your hand, your opponent activates an effect, you can special summon it, and then every time your opponent activates an effect, it will gain 1000 attack. So it can potentially gain like 4000, 6000 attack during the turn. So that's really interesting in my opinion. It's like a little wall that your opponent has to go over with if they want to attack, or they'll just pass their turn. And then we have Flipping Feline, a flipping card, which technically, well, yeah, it is a flip card. Usually has the word flip in it. But yeah, Flipping Feline is an interesting card for flip monsters, but that's the thing. It's flip monster has been like pretty obsolete for a while. So we have Mimigul, but that's really the only archetype that uses flip monsters. And even so, like, you know, the archetype just flips themselves over and everything like that. It's been a while since I played. Like, I haven't tested Mimigul's that much, but that's what I saw. And this card, if this card is like the the art is interesting. Like, I like the art. It's very funny. It's very like on flavor, you know. But yeah, if this card is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you can special summon it in face down defense position. So it goes like this when it's sent from the hand or deck. After this card was flipped face up, if a monster is sent from the hand and or deck to your graveyard while this card is in the monster zone and it won't focus, whoops, I knocked the audio a bit. You can target one of them, special summon it face down in face down defense position. So again, not a very strong card, but a very fun and like interesting card to have. And then another one. This one might be a bit more useful for its specific type, which is zombies in this case. But Wandering Titan of Tartarus is is like a board wipe, and it says that if this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard, send as many cards you control as to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. Then send cards your opponent controls to the graveyard up to the number sent to the effect by this effect, and neither player can activate monster effect in response to this effect's activation. So basically, Foolish Burial, it comes back after you send a bunch of your cards, and then your opponent has to send the same amount of cards. Like a cool kind of like board wipe, but it depends on how many cards you have on the field. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard except from the deck, you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Whoops, sorry, focus. Send one card on the field to the graveyard. So another card that sends to the graveyard, which is interesting because, which is cool. It's not the destruction type of effect. It bypasses a lot of protection. And those cards are from Rage of the Abyss. I was looking at some older cards too. This one specifically, this is from Legacy of Destruction. I don't know if this one has been used in any other type of deck. But this card says that if this card is special, it's a lot. Bro, the card text is insane, to be honest. I haven't taken the chance to look at them that much. But yeah, if this card is special summon, you can place 1D range counter on one face up monster your opponent controls, and it can never be used for as material for a fusion synchro exceeds or a link monster who has that counter. So it basically blocks your opponent from using their monsters for any other type of summon. That's cool. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent monster with a deranged counter, you can destroy. You can destroy that opponent's monster, and if you do, both players take damage equal to its original attack. Also destroy this card at the end of the battle phase. Whew, that's a lot of stuff in this card, but I feel like that's what makes it also interesting. It is a very kind of niche and single kind of use. It has a niche and single use kind of effect. It's very interesting. But when will they be used? So yeah, that's one of my main problems with a lot of sets in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's that these are interesting pack filler, but that's the thing, they're just pack fillers, so when will you ever use them? What's the point of printing them if you can even use them in any kind of like format? We only have one format, the events format. And if we look at the box has a lot of the box has a lot of archetype type cards, which is like, I mean, it's good. That's what mainly sells the sets, right? But in these, even in these archetype based cards, a lot of them won't be used. Like Puppet Shark, I don't think Puppet Shark will ever be used. It's not even specifically it's not a specific archetype. It's pretty generic. Okay, bad example. And in any case, a Memento land. I think that's the only Memento land I got in this set. But like I was saying, a lot of these archetypes won't be used in any way. If I look over here, I think I remember there was like Bowel Wasps. Who's gonna use Bowel? Is someone using Bowel Wasp right now? Oh, bro. Number one Shinji fan from Arc 5, huh? But yeah. And even Legendary 6 Samurais. I haven't read the new support, but I don't think they're very good against the current meta. I doubt, at least. Someone can tell me if I'm wrong. But that's the thing, it's that it's a lot of cards that won't ever be used in the only format that we have, the advanced format. And I guess you can say we have Edison and like the gold format, but you can't even use these new cards. Alright, let's switch over to like some more like usual voiceover type of video. Okay, so after rewatching my footage, I can say that maybe I haven't like worded it right, what I meant to say, because it kind of seems like I'm just trashing people's favorite decks. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with like printing new support for your favorite archetype. It's just that if you look at the advanced format, if you go to your local tournaments, maybe you'll see a few decks here and there that are out of the norm. A lot of people just play what's currently like topping, or like what's currently the best deck, or the top 8, top 10 best decks of the format. So cards that are more pack fillerish don't really have a place in the game. They're mostly just like bulk that's sitting there. In almost every format, there's like 15 to 25% of the card pool that's like actually usable or actually playable, which for a card with over 10,000 cards that's a lot of cards not being used for anything. And I mean, yeah, I guess there is like Edison format, there's gold format, there's the common charity format. Well, at least in my area, there's no tournament like that. There's no local tournament that does a common charity from what I've seen. So maybe some other people have like are more lucky to have that. But for people like me who have no friends to play with in the paper, for casual play, then I can't really make use of them. But then again, maybe my whole opinion is wrong and this video is trash. You guys let me know. But yeah, I'd like to see like a format or something else to make use of these cards that I doubt anyone uses in any decks. At least most of them. So yeah, thanks for watching, and guess I'll see you next time.